Business owners, here's the truth. If you don't offer retirement benefits, you're probably losing your best hires to bigger companies.
But the right plan can do two things at once.
Help you grow your team
And stash more money away for yourself. Let's break it down.
Today's episode is brought to you by Security Financial Management.
Welcome back to Best Advice Podcast, guys. I'm your host, Rob Lavalio, here with Master Registered Financial Consultant and Daniel Corson. Dan, what's up, baby?
Oh, it's fun times.
Good times, man.
It's time to start putting out the fall and Halloween decor.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing it in the neighborhood. I'm late.
Are you in charge of the candy in your household?
Not necessarily.
No, if you gotta think that long, you're probably not.
My problem is always buy it too late.
Yeah.
And then you have like the reject candies on the shelf.
Of course. What about the big bowl in the front with just a bunch of candy in one bowl? Like my eyes would get this big when I saw it as a kid. I knew all that candy was coming home with me.
Well, when I used to take my kids out trick-or-treating and we would leave a big bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Sometimes it gets stolen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
So now-
candy was coming with me.
Someone is always passing out the candy.
Yeah.
Regarding that bowl.
You've learned your lessons.
Yes.
All right, well, let's get to the question of the day. Today's question comes from Mimi from Naples, Florida. Mimi, what you got for us?
I own a small business with 6 employees, but really need 10. What are my retirement plan options if I need to provide extra benefits?
Thank you, Mimi. And I really do love this question. It's more than retirement, right? It's about more than retirement. It's about attracting and retaining talent here.
You're absolutely right, Rob. For small business owners, retirement plans aren't just a way to save for themselves. They're also a key tool to recruit and retain employees. Obviously, it's not the only tool. You got to have competitive wages, health benefits, and obviously some time off. But this business owner is trying to grow from 6 to 10 employees. Offering competitive benefits can be the difference between getting the right people or losing them to a larger company.
100%. I mean, we look at like day-to-day conversations you have with your friend. Today's Friday. If we went to a happy hour and one of your good friends just got a new job, right? Say It's Disney because we're in Orlando. It's Disney. It's always like, oh, those benefits are great.
So many times I've heard someone say in those exact conversations, well, I took a $5,000 pay cut, but the
benefits are great. It's a big thing. It makes sense. And it goes a long way.
Yeah, and then they're usually bragging about either their health insurance, their 401k match, or their extra PTO time.
That's when you know you've gotten old, right?
Yes.
Or you're above the childhood like phase is when you're bragging about your benefits.
Yes.
I had a very traumatic childhood.
Bragging about your benefits, and bringing it back to Mimi's question. Again, I always start super simple. What are our options? Like from step 0, right? What are my options?
Thankfully, there's more than one option. There's 3 common options for small business retirement plans. You're going to have your SEP IRA, Simple IRA, and your 401k. We've already talked about a couple of these already for single business owners. But like I said, some things can be used for one person or with employees.
Okay. And with those 3, right? That's the generic kind of the 3 options you have.
Yes.
Can you give me a quick explanation of each, please? I know.
I knew you were going to
Please?
Oh, please.
So let's start with the SEP IRA.
I'm actually not a fan of the SEP IRA if you
Not
have
a fan.
employees.
Okay.
SEP IRAs are good if you're a single business owner.
Okay.
The only time I've seen a SEP IRA used with employees is when it's a family member.
Okay.
Reason why? Say you're contributing 15% of your income into a SEP.
Yeah.
You hire employee A, employee B, C, so forth. You have to do 15% across the board for everyone.
Okay.
Because keep in mind, SEP IRA is employer funded only.
But if it's your kid, it's kind of a sneaky way to, build that legacy in a tax-friendly way, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I've seen a husband and wife partnership use it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you tend to see the 401k or the Simple IRA used more.
Okay.
But if you have employees or going to be adding a lot of employees, stay away from the SEP.
Okay. So let's go into the simple now. What is the simple?
Think of a Simple as like a 401k Lite.
Okay.
It allows both employee contributions and also an employer match.
Okay.
but not as high of a contribution amounts as a 401k. It's actually very common for the small business owner that may have, say, under 20 employees.
Okay.
The max is 100.
Yeah.
But typically, if you're going to have 100 employees, you're going to have a 401k.
Yeah.
But the sweet spot is kind of that 2 to
Yeah.
10 employee range
Yeah.
where you're not quite up to the level of having a 401k.
Makes sense. It doesn't have quite the complexity of the 401k, or they don't need it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get to the what I think is the golden standard, right? The 401k, kind of the most people know about. What can you give me a simple underlying basis of what that is?
Yes, it's going to be more complex and more attractive. It can offer both employee contribution, but also employer match, profit sharing, and higher contribution limits.
So the employer kind of has a lot of flexibility of what they can offer in that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of flexibility and different ways to construct it.
So like the simple, when I'm thinking about it out loud, the simple is kind of like a franchise that, a franchise owner. Now it's not owned by the actual franchise. So say like Jimmy John's, right? So if I were the owner of a franchise of a Jimmy John's, that's separate. I still own that individually, and I pay 10% to Jimmy John's corporate, right?
Yes.
But as that owner of that specific one store, I am responsible to provide retirement plans to the people who work at that store, because it's not a corporate store, right?
It's not corporate, so you're going to have a lower labor force.
Exactly.
Whereas Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, you're going to,
Enormous.
You're going to scale into their corporate
100%. And because Starbucks and Chick-fil-A they don't allow franchises. So
Right.
every one of those stores are owned by Starbucks Corporation or Chick-fil-A Corporation, right?
Yes.
And that's why, growing up, how many times have your mom or even your friends just being like, how does Starbucks and Chick-fil-A always have the nicest employees? Like all the other fast food places, Subway, McDonald's, they don't necessarily have the nicest employees. And that's because these are all franchise stores. The benefits at all Chick-fil-A's and all Starbucks, the employees that work there, are the benefits from the actual corporation, which again, like we were talking about earlier, braggadocious benefits for Chick-fil-A and Starbucks, which is pretty interesting.
Alrighty then.
Yes. But we also don't know how often they're told to keep a smile on your face.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's been a lot of protests at Starbucks lately.
I do.
We're not getting into that.
Okay. Sounds like a case of the Mondays.
So Mimi, if you're looking to expand and really compete for talent, a 401k plan with a matching contribution can be a game changer.
And the 401k can double as both benefits for your employees and kind of a tax efficient tool for the owner.
That's the idea.
Do you have a example, or I'm big on real world live examples? Can you walk us through a real world live example here?
Of course, I have an example. I worked with a client who owned a boutique marketing firm with 7 employees. They were struggling to hire 3 more team members because candidates kept asking about retirement benefits. Up until then, the firm had no plan in place. We designed a safe harbor 401k, which required the owner to make a modest matching contribution of 4%. This was affordable, predictable, and immediately attractive to new hires. Within 6 months, the firm had grown to 10 employees, and the owner personally was able to put away close to $30,000 for their own retirement. The employees loved the match. It helped seal the deal in a couple of hires, and the owner got tax benefits along the way.
Always come through with the examples. Thank you again, Daniel. That was a perfect example. It shows that the retirement plan isn't just about retirement. It's really a recruiting and retaining tool for most businesses' growth. And again, before we wrap up, I always ask this question as well. If I was a business owner, what's step 1, right? If I don't know where to go, where do I go? How do I set this up?
All right, good question. Step 1 is to sit down with an advisor to figure out what balance you want between cost, flexibility, and recruitment value. Every business is different. If you're looking to scale your team, leaning toward a 401k with a match is usually the best long-term strategy.
And there you have it. retirement plans can pull double duty as both a financial planning tool and a business growth strategy. Thank you again, Daniel. Always come through with the examples. If you want to talk to Daniel or any of our advisors here at SFM, we're going to leave a link in the description for you. Remember, folks, the secret to wealth is not what you earn.
It's what you keep.
It's what you keep. Happy days, everybody.
This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only and is not intended as personal financial advice. Before making any financial decision, please do your own research and consult a financial advisor as needed.